I'm gonna be up there. Okay?
Yeah.
I gotta point some things out on the screen. Okay?
So you did get your, I did get.
What'd you say?
How's that? I'm really not dancing, I'm just trying to get untangled from the cord here. Well, welcome, we're finally ready to get started. We managed to solve some technical difficulties, we hope, and we're gonna try to be real quick, and I'll dispense with most of what we usually do, but just want to let you know I am Ron Schwartz, president of this club here, and welcome you to the July meeting. Make sure I'm in the right month. And I guess we'll just move right into, we got James Rhein here with us. James is president of the Arkansas Beekeepers Association and been keeping bees for a long time, and he's going to talk to us about.
Want to do the quarterly report?
Okay, come do it.
You got time? Okay, just take a minute. So, we ended the quarter for this year. 46, 45, 87. And we had some income that came in. They'll probably don't have it. We've got a little over $5,000 in the account right now. $5,005, something like that.
We're gonna have a party.
We might buy everybody's share. You know, somebody's got something that they'd like to do, you know, for the club to participate in, I don't know what. Related to beekeeping, we've got the money to pursue some of these things, I don't know. But other than that.
Looks like maybe we need to invest in some technology.
That's all I got.
Okay, thank you. I guess before we turn it over to James, I guess what we like to do is, answer questions while we have a little bit of a brain trust here to answer beekeeping related questions that are kind of relevant to now. We don't really want to take a lot of time to do this, but if somebody is here tonight that says, man, I need to get this answered, like what do I do about those stupid high beetles, something like that, which you tell me and we'll both know, but kind of thing. But anybody have anything they want to bring up before we bring on Mr. Ryan? Okay.
Talk real quickly on mites.
Anybody except. Go ahead.
I've been reading across the state, people are saying that the mite counts are real high. And I did 3 mite washes a couple days ago. First one was 10 out of half a cup of bees. 10 mites, 7 mites, and the last one was 0. I don't know if there's a brood break there on the 0 or not, but I think we better do a good job if you're gonna treat this year. It's probably gonna take some good treatments.
Okay.
And Apivar is apparently, they'll just keep them, keep reading it, they'll just keep them from gaining. They'll kind of flatline as far as population. I've never used it. A lot of people saying that they become resistant to this.
I think most of the resistance, if I may say something, is on the commercial end. I think commercial beekeepers use it a lot, and what I understand is that's where the resistance is coming from, but hobby beekeepers or small beekeepers, it should not be a problem the way I understand it. Is that right, John?
That's the way
I think it's on the commercial end is where that applies to.
And there's a new one coming on
Yep.
board. Has it been FDA approved?
Amiflex?
I don't know if that's, anyways, they said it's for commercial beekeepers.
But I just saw new, it came out, and it's replaced, it's a different use of Amitraz. It's called Amiflex, A-M-I-F-L-E-X. It's been approved. Now, I don't know if every state's gonna make it available. Sometimes they gotta get a section 18, if you understand what that is. And so I don't know, but I just now saw that it's just now been approved. And it's a different form of, I don't know, can't go details, I just read it briefly. A different way of applying it. You can use it up to 4 times a year. 4 times a year. It's brand new, so you gotta research it more than what I just saw.
Is it gonna affect your honey?
Pardon me?
You're gonna use it
Yeah,
for-
you can't use it with supers on, do it before supers or after supers or whenever, but you can't, it doesn't affect the honey, but whatever, but you can't use it with supers on like most anything else.
That's why we're here.
Okay. I think, we'll just go ahead and let Mr. Ryan take over.
Already have.
I'm telling you, this is like everything, I'm behind on everything.
Well, I'm James Ryan, I'm from Mountain Home, and, I'm president of Arkansas Beekeepers. I run about 55 colonies right now. We're extracting honey. We've got a good crop coming this year. We're getting blessed with honey production this year. It's been really good, really good. And so I'll talk about Arkansas Beekeepers, if y'all want to attend. It's gonna be September 29th and 30th, Friday and Saturday, at Mountain View, Arkansas, at the Polk Center. And if you've never been there, the Polk Center is something to see. And if you come and register, we haven't got that done yet, we know who the speakers are. But if you come and become a register for our meeting, then you can go into the village in there at no cost, which is a plus, you'll have to pay, okay? So that's a plus with the registration. Speakers are gonna be Kent Williams from Tennessee. I don't know him personally, but he, is a speaker in a lot of other places. And, we don't have the topics yet, but I'll be contacting them to get everything down to detail. The other one's Dave Westerfelt from Florida. He's been with Arkansas before 2 or 3 times at least. He is retired from Florida in the apiary section. I think if I remember right, he was in charge of all the bee inspectors. He's been keeping bees since he was 14 years old. And he's very, very knowledgeable. So that's who we got for speakers. And we always have a good trade show. John should be there. We don't know if anybody else will be. I guess you all are coming.
Well, we plan to as of yet.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
But I also
Okay.
have
Yeah.
a pregnant employee.
Yeah.
That's due in September. So depending on staffing.
Yeah,
we'll
okay,
work on
I
it.
understand, things happen, you know,
That's right.
yeah. So anyways, 29th and 30th September, Mountain View, Arkansas, and, we had a very, very good meeting last year.
We did.
Some of y'all were there, I thought it was one of the best meetings we ever had, I really do. I really do. So anyway, talking about that, anyway, what he asked me to talk about, it's my 3rd time here. I really think sometimes y'all gotta have, on the bottom of the barrel, you reaching for somebody. But anyway, just kidding.
We don't think that way.
Okay, all right, okay. He had talked about bee removal, okay? And I see on Facebook a lot that a lot of people say, "Oh, I got bees in this tree, and I got bees in this house," and then people reply said, "Oh, you can't get them out. There's no way to do it," and whatever else. Well, there is a way to do it. I can take bees out of a house without taking a board off the house, and I can take bees out of the tree without cutting the tree down. It is not an overnight thing. It's not like a cutout. It's what we do, but we trap them out. And it may take 6 weeks, it may take 12 weeks. Because you don't know how many bees are inside this wall or in that tree. And so I've done this all over the state of Arkansas. Did one for the highway department at the Lake Village Tourist Center over the lake, underneath the building. And that was the job because I was scared I was gonna fall 20 foot in the lake, you know? But anyway, we got it done. So I've done it all across the state. And I've been 100% successful in every one I've done. So it can be done. Every situation is different, and I'll show you about the pictures I've got. So it's not one thing that fits all. Everything's gonna be different, because you got different entryways, you gotta adapt, whatever else. So I'll show you pictures I've got. I'm up here now so I can pull them out and tell you what I'm talking about. So you got, everything's gotta be right. If if it's not right, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, okay? And as you go along, we got questions, and what I do, I use a trap made out of 1/8 hardware cloth. It's a funnel. You know how a minnow trap works? This works the same as a minnow trap. You put this against the wall, the bees fly out through there, fly out the end, okay? And then when they come back, they try to get in right here, around this right here. They won't even know they came out this end a foot away. Okay, and then you put your hive sitting right here. The hive that's got a queen in it, in a frame of brood. That's all you want. They can't get in here, then they'll go in this hive. Okay? I'll show you pictures. And so what happens when it takes so long is, the queen is in there. The only one job she does is what? Lay eggs. So she's gonna lay those eggs every day. She does not know what's going on outside. So when the eggs hatch out, it takes 3 weeks. The bees do as nurse bees, house bees, so they don't fly out. Okay, so there's 6 weeks right there, but you gotta wait. And like anything else in beekeeping, introducing queens or anything else, the big word you gotta remember is patience. You cannot introduce a queen too quick, and you can't get this done too quick. A lot of people don't have patience. Don't have patience. So you gotta let this thing cycle through. We don't care about the queen in there. We don't know if she comes out, they kill her, she dies, we don't know this, and we don't care. Because you've got a queen in the hive you're gonna put out here. Okay? Now then, can you use a queen cell? Can you put eggs in there? Yeah, you can. I don't recommend it, because you got a weak hive with a frame of brood and a queen, which makes it a weak hive. And so if you put a queen cell in there, you're gonna wait 10 days or so before you have a queen. Okay? Or if you put eggs in there, you're gonna wait longer than that. So my opinion, and I've always done this, is put a queen in there, and if she's laying eggs a day, you put her over in there. And that's gonna build up and those bees start coming in. I did one in Little Rock, 14 feet off the ground. I got 3 deep boxes completely full of bees and honey. Took 12 weeks. 12 weeks. That wall was full. So full, summertime, the honey dripped on the inside of the wall in the living room. It was a doctor, he was a friend of my uncle's. My uncle knew I did this, so I went to Little Rock and did it. Took 12 weeks. 3 full deep boxes of bees and honey. And you can get the honey out of the wall. You can get the honey out of the wall. When you get everything done, when you see no more bees coming out this end, or no more bees trying to get in, then you gotta wait a few minutes. Don't just glance at it and walk away. You gotta stand there and make sure there's nothing coming along. The biggest mistake people make is, when all the brood hatches out, if there's a break, there might be some more bees getting ready to hatch out 2 or 3 days later. And then they start taking it apart. That's where your mistake comes in. Patience. Be sure there's nothing else. So then when you think everything's out, you take your trap off. That leaves the opening exposed. So what's gonna happen when bees have a dead hive? They're gonna rob the honey, right? They're gonna go back in the wall and get all the honey that's left, bring out and put it in your hive. Okay? It works. It's simple as keeping bees. And then if you take the bees away, that leaves the hole open. So what's going to happen next with the wax? Wax ball is going to move in, destroy it all, and crumbles. Problem solved. Got it? That's how the process works. It's very simple. Simple beekeeping. But every situation's different. Okay? I'm gonna, and when I first did this trap, I just cut it and just started wrapping it up, making, I had a bunch of big here on this end and this end here, and I said, there's gotta be a way of making this. So I said, I use my math skills. So I gotta say, there's a simpler way. So I figured out this is a template you make for this. You make it like this. You make it, cut it, you wire out like this. You take it and just roll it up, it all comes over and just laps right over. Pretty smart, ain't it? Yeah, it works. So I'm gonna give this to Ron. y'all need help with it, he'll hopefully provide it to you. If you want to charge it, you let me know. Yeah, he's bad about charging.
Really, I
Okay?
won't set it on fire.
So anyway, if you go along, if you got questions, you can ask me. So Ron, go to the next slide. What I'm gonna do is first to show you where the bees are coming out, and everything's gonna be different. It'd be hard to see. This is an old house that's gonna be tore down. There's this wall that's got rotted out, and the bees will come through a hole. Okay, so what you have to do in an old building like this, go around here, you have got to find every other hole that they may come out of, and you got to stop those holes up. Now then, the only thing you can use to stop those holes up is 100% silicone. 100% silicone, very important. I used caulk to start with years ago. They eat through it. So I learned 100% silicone, the only thing you can use, they will not eat through. So keep that in mind. So in old buildings like this, there's probably 4 or 5 spaces on here. I think it might be 1 or 2 at the top that I had to close up. So they'll find any other way to get out once you stop it up. You're changing them up. So they're gonna look for another way. Okay, Ron? This is just another picture of the same one, just a little different. So it had to come out, this is how far they will off the ground. Okay?
Move on.
Ron? Did not pay you enough?
Oh, you wanna go again?
Okay. All right, what we do is you gotta get the hive off the ground some way. In concrete blocks, this is next to the ground, which makes it very easy. In 2 concrete blocks right there, you gotta have that hive sitting right to this end of this screen right here. You want it sitting right here against there. You want the hive open to be right here as close as you can, so when the bee can't get in here, then they drift in my hive. Okay? So you put this over there. In most cases, in this case, I could use nails if I wanted to, but you can see what this does. You can put 100% silicone on this and fasten it to a brick wall or something and just hold it a little bit, and there's enough pressure and it stays up there. Because it's hard to attach it to a brick wall or a rock wall or whatever we have in the mountain home. But use silicone and just hold it in place till it kind of sets, and it'll set up and it'll hold itself. Okay? Different ways to attach it. So you have to do that. And then, like I say, I got 3 boxes out of that wall right there.
What opening on next to the brick on the other side?
What opening on what, the hive? Well, I got different openings than y'all do. My opening's right here. That's the front. Y'all's opening's probably 3/4. My openings are all 3/8. I make my own bottoms. I don't like what people sell. Yeah.
You converted some of us a couple years ago.
Do what?
You converted some of us to.
Okay, all right, whatever, good. I'm glad y'all listen sometimes, yeah. Now, hey, my opening 3/8 of an inch, so it's hard to see, but my opening always faces right there. I like 3/8 because I got screen bottom, so why you need 3/4 for? You know? You don't have to reverse them. I don't have to use a reducer or robin or anything else, hardly at all. 3/8 of an inch will work. There's enough room for bees to get in that. You got your screen bottom for all the area you need. So that's why I do my own. So that's what you do. You want that hive as close to there as you possibly can. If you get it far away, it's not gonna work. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta get that. Okay, Ron. Okay, you see how I got that? The silicone around there. You see the hive is right here. Here's the opening. It's siliconed up. They're coming out here, getting in here, they go right in the hive. Okay? It works. Next one, Ron. Okay, just another picture further away to show you the whole setup, how you got to do it. Okay? This is another picture, yeah. I didn't know what to do, I'm not good at this stuff. Okay, this is a big log that we got. Tree cutters cut a tree down. And when they got cutting it down about 20 foot in the air, they found out it had bees in it. So they called me. So I go up there, and this log was so big, this tree was so big, it had a 36-inch bar in the chainsaw, and it barely went through that tree. So it had bees in there and fell down. And same way here, the knot hole is right here. and I put that trap right over that, and there's my hive right there, close as I can get it to the stump. And so that's what you do. I put 2 roofing nails in there, the rest of that silicone to hold it in place. And I got screen on the bottom, screen on top so they can't come out. Okay, next picture, you'll see how I did all that. Ladders. I use ladders and put 2 bines up there, whatever it takes to go through there to get the height I need to get up there. Follow me? You gotta use imagination. You gotta get the hive up to where the screen opening is. Important. Very important. All these pictures you see will have ladders in them. But that's most of them are. I have done one in Lake Village, the Catholic Church, 24 feet off the ground. 24 feet off the ground. And there I built a ladder schedule, kind of like a deer tree stand. Just from the same principle. You gotta build it up, you got your part you come out, sit down, you lean it up against there, set your hive on that. That was a big job. I did it by myself. That was tough. But anyway, that's what you do. Ladders, then build up however you have to make. I got this sitting on the top to get the hive right up to where it should be. I got a B top sitting, they're sitting on the B top to get the height right. You want to get it right next to that cone shape on the end. Okay, that's big stuff. Okay, none, next one. Okay, this is an old house again, and you see all the little holes up there with the side. I had to put about 15 or 20 holes patched up with silicone because it's an old house. Nobody lives in it, and it rotted out next to the window. That's the window seal, and it rotted out next to the window. Windows are bad about doing that. I do a lot of them just right at the edge of the window, and I siliconed that on there, and then I got my ladders, my hive sitting right there. I'm setting it on the B top again to get the height right. Okay, Ron, next one. That's just a far away shot. Another one, yeah. Actually, I'm not sure what that is. Oh yeah, okay, I'm sorry. All right, this is another house. This is a brick siding, and it got siding up here, and the B comes out. They come up between the brick and the siding. That happens a lot. When the siding meets the brick, there'll be a lot of opening. It happens a lot. And it's coming in between that brick, and it's coming right through that spot right there. Next one, Ron. I tell you, I exposed it, and it's got it larger, but that crack right there is where they were coming and going. This was a little different. I'll show you what I had to do. Okay, go ahead. Because the siding was overlapped on the brick, then I got me a piece of wood, I cut it so it fit underneath that siding, and then I siliconed that on there, and I made an opening right there to give them my opening. I made them come through what I wanted them to go through. So this is sealed off with silicone, all the way around where they can't come out. So I changed their opening. That way I can fasten my cone right on that wood, without having to worry about it being bent.
Otherwise, it was you were on the L.
You see what I mean? Just like this right here, this comes down, and it's hard to get your funnel to fit on there, so I built something, this is upside down, but I built that piece of wood right there to fit right here. And I put you'll see what I do on that. Go ahead, next one, Ron, you'll see what I'm talking about. But go ahead, that's just another what I did, but that's what you gotta do. The next one, Ron. See what that? Made it flat. Made it flat. Silicone all the way around. Got these ears, you make it comes out flat like this, and then you take your shears or whatever, and you just cut this side here to get you some ears, so you can fasten with it. And so that just fits right up there on that. And I think I fastened it through here, and then silicone that up there so it wouldn't mess your siding up, and the silicone held it in place, and worked. I did a tree in Stuttgart, had an opening about that tall and about that wide in the bottom of the tree. So I closed all that up with a piece of tin. Cut a hole in it, put my trap on it. I reduced that size down to what I wanted them to have. So every situation is different. Everything is different, but it's almost all doable. It's all doable. You got to do it. If you have any questions, you call me. I'll send you a picture and I'll tell you what you got to do. It can be done. Okay? So that's what we did there. Go ahead, Ron. There again, I got my ladders again, got my hive right up there next to it, right there. You see how close I got it? You've got to do it that way. The further you go away, the less it's gonna work. Guy called me from Melbourne, Arkansas. He had a front porch that went like this. Bees were coming out somewhere up here, so he put his hive down here, up here. He kept calling me, and I said, he kept telling me they're not going in there, they're not going in. I said, you're not doing something right. I said, send me a picture. He had his hive down here. I said, no, it's gotta be right there at the peak where the bees are. I said, build you something up there. So he did it, whatever he did, I don't know. He called back and said, it's working. It's got to be as close as you can. Important. Close as you get. Next picture. I just show you the symbol there, how close the hive is to there. See how close it is? The key. The key. Okay? Next one. Then again, then my ladder system. Ladders, put boards across there, clear at the top up there. You can still crawl up the ladder to check it when you want to. And it works. It's got my two boards going up there. Anything's adaptable. Okay, next one. This is a rock house, an old rock house in Mountain Home. Here comes the wood siding. Here again, coming from the wood siding to the rock. Same thing. The little tiny hole. It just kind of rotted out over the years and they started coming out. So, go ahead, next one. And right there, same thing. You see the hole there. Okay? And there again, this silicone down on there. This is all rock down here. I don't know if I put a screw up here. I may have put a screw up there. Anyway, so then I silicone all the way around. Got it set on the high top to get it my height I need it. You put whatever you have to get the height and see how close it is. Very close. Next one. There again, you see how I did it with ladders. Sometimes you got to put rock on your ladder to make it level. We don't have level ground in Mountain Home. Okay? This is another picture, same way. Okay? Okay, this is another rotted spot. This is the big window sill, where the wood comes down, it rotted out right at the bottom there, rotted out enough, and bees were going in through there, going up through there somewhere, coming and going. When things rot out, the bees are gonna find it. And he wanted to tear that out to replace all that wood, and he found the bees in it. He didn't know they were there. Okay? So, what I had to do, I couldn't get my funnel in that corner. So I built me a square box, siliconed it to the window sill, sealed it all the way around, and put me a 3/4 inch hole in there. I changed their way to get in and out. Follow me? I changed what we had to do. Built me a square box, siliconed it in, and then I guess I forgot to take pictures. I didn't have more than I just attached my comb to that, and I had the ladders up there again, right there, with the box on.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How soon before you put your funnel on after you build your boxes?
You gotta do it right then.
Okay, so you don't let them get.
Well, I mean, if you build it like that, you can leave it as long as you want to. Once you put your funnel on, you gotta have your box there.
Yeah, no, but I'm just.
Yeah, once you do that, you don't care. Yeah, you put that week later to 6 months, what do you have to do? But they're gonna find that entrance, don't make no difference. You don't have to let them get adjusted to it. So as soon as you put the funnel on, you gotta have your hive ready. You look confused.
No, I'm just, you know, do you let the bees get used to this?
No, they'll get used to it. There's only one way they can get out. They're gonna see the light, they're gonna come through it. These sometimes don't need to be trained like people do. Right? Yeah.
Do you feel, is that wood rot be down following the window sill?
It's coming down through here, yes, but see, if you put silicone in there, it soaks it all up. Silicone is important. Use all you can. Use all you can. It's cheap. You know, really, well, not cheap, it used to be, but it's cheap, but use all you can. Then all you had to do was just scrape that little bit off the window when I took my box away and whatever else. But I didn't take pictures of the screen. I'm not good at taking pictures. I forget. Too busy, that ain't take pictures. But anyway, I just wire went, my funnel went up there, and then my hive went right to it on the ladders. Okay, next one, Ron. I guess that's it. I Yes, unless Ron's cut me off. Okay, so. Anyway, I wanna show you one more thing. You got any more questions, I'll answer. One more thing that I found handy and, let me get right where, I got you, okay, you okay? Right there. I went and bought a bee back. And, let me get over here where everybody can see me. Whatever, so whatever. I wanted one for years, didn't know what to buy, and, the several swarms that get away from you because they just couldn't quite reach them or whatever else, or if you're gonna do a cutout. I don't like to do cutouts, I like to do trap outs. Cutout, you got a problem because you're gonna have to fix the wall or whatever else, and also there's a state law in Arkansas with beekeeping that if you do a trap out and charge, you've gotta be licensed. You gotta be licensed. If you don't charge, no questions asked.
On a trap out.
On trap out. On trap out. Now here's the thing, I didn't say this, but if somebody wanna donate you $300, you can take it. You're not charging at all. They might give you an envelope, $300 in it, you don't know what's in it when you walk away. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I mean, it's a stupid law in my opinion, okay?
James, on the charging part, how about a cutout? Do you have to?
Cutout, if you do a cutout and charge, you got to be licensed. You gotta be bonded, and you gotta take a test through the plant board, through the thing, whatever else, which to me is ridiculous. The homeowner should know it's gonna cost to get them bees out. You know, so anyway, that's the way it is. That's the way it is, but if you charge, but I don't think there's anything mentioned about a trap out. I don't charge anybody nothing. I don't charge nobody nothing when I do all this. I do it because it's what I love doing, and it helps somebody out. Okay? So anyway, there's some swarms I just couldn't get, and I saw this advertised in the Bee magazine, and I said, you know, I'm gonna get this, and I love it. And because I've already caught 3 swarms with it, I would not have gotten. If you consider a swarm worth $150, it's already paid for this. And if you do a cutout, it's really handy because you can just suck them off the comb and everything. It's really made to do cutouts with it. You'll look at the video if you want to look it up. I'm not promoting this thing, I'm just saying I bought it, I love it, I want you to know about it, and you can buy it. John may sell something, I don't know, you know, but there's others out there, but I will show you how this works, and I think you'll see it, you'll be. I was tickled. I already caught 3 swarms from my neighbor back there, we worked together. 2 old men trying to catch a swarm up in the air, put me in the front end of the loader of a tractor pushing me up there. And then there's a what you call a cord, the vacuum cord you suck it up with and attaches on there. It's kind of lever, so I just put me a stick on there and taped it on there so I could reach up higher. So I am in front of you with my tiptoes just trying to reach up there, but we got it, sucked them in, okay? This is battery operated. And,
Is that the everything bee bag?
yes, it is, yes. I just want to show you how it works. I mean, I'm not promoting this, don't get me wrong, I'm just telling you I like this one. So, and what it is, this is the battery. They say it can last for up to 6 hours on one charge. 6 hours on one charge.
Is it lithium ion in there, or is that?
I have no idea. I'm not even expert on anything but bees. I'm not an expert on this. Okay? So anyway, that's what it is. And so I'll show you the inside. It's got a thing in here, it's got green wire so that the bees can breathe. Okay, so this comes out. Okay, now what I like about this is on the inside they got poultry wire.
Hang on to that.
So the bees can hang on to. Okay? Got poultry wire around in there, the bees can hang on to it. Which makes it neat.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you get your bees caught in there, and this is what I had to do. I caught a swarm at this place there, and I had to go to town. I didn't have a hive ready. It was hot. They was in there 2 hours before I got it done. None of them died. And when I got them in there and sucked them in, if you follow directions, I've only found 4 dead bees. 4 dead bees. It's real easy on the bees. Okay. Pretty heavy.
Pretty light, nice light.
Well, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, it screws on. So I'll show you how it works. you got a control right here. That turns on the suction. Okay? And you only turn it about half speed. What they recommend. Okay, then if you're up there, well, what I did, they make 3 different choices. I bought the middle choice because it comes with this back strap that you can put on your back. No cords. And then the other thing about it, it's in here and I didn't take it out. If you got this back strap on, then it's hard to reach on this top. It's hard to reach on the top to turn the volume down or shut it off or whatever. So they send you remote cable that attaches to this and it plugs in up here. Okay? So when you got this running and you want to change your speed, I gotta turn it on. Anyway, this is supposed to. Oh, I don't have it plugged in. I'm sorry. I haven't used this yet, okay? So bear with me. I have not used this yet. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't used it at all yet. So bear with me on this part. It's kind of hard to get that in there. We gotta turn it upside down. Yeah, when you get old like me, you gotta have glasses. Well, I can't get my fat fingers to work. See if you can do that. It goes into one way or the other. I haven't even used that yet, so I know how it works. I just haven't used it yet.
Yeah, it's
Right
under,
there.
this goes underneath.
Yeah, okay. You can see better than I can. Okay, yeah. And then this attaches to your harness coming in the front. And so then you can, this overrides this. Smart. See what I'm saying? So you can shut it off completely. Or if you got to a point that you got to stop it, and you got a bunch of bees in there and it's hot, you just turn it on low. And then you can keep it. I kept it in there 2 hours going on low like that, and none of them suffocated. None of them suffocated.
Where's the hose?
The hose goes right here. The hose is back there. I didn't want to drag it up here, but Ron, you can show them the hose. There's the hose there. And it's plugged in there, and you suck them in. And then when you get ready to take them out, you pull your hose out, and you shut this. Then they can't come out, but they still got air. I was 2 hours getting my hive ready, because they didn't know how to do it, and I had to get some things ready. I went expecting the swarm, and they were all alive. They were all alive. I was impressed.
How much is that?
I'm thinking it was $354 shipping, which is tax and shipping. $354. So that's how it works. And this right here overrides that. See, I can shut it off completely. Rev it up all I want to. This overrides this switch. This here be turned low. I can speed it up.
What's the brand name on that? Does it got a logo or anything?
Well, it's called
Everything feedback.
Everything Be Back. Everything Be Back. It was advertised in the Bee magazine. I kept looking. I looked at the videos. I thought about it, and then one swarm got away from me, a huge one. I said, "I'm buying it," and I did, and I'm not looking back. I just want to show y'all what's available. Sometimes you look at things, you say, "Does it work?" I'm going to tell you, it works. I'm happy with it. And another lady in Yellowville, Arkansas, she had one. She said she did the same thing. She caught 3 swarms right away, paid for it. She loves it. And then another man had trouble at West Springs, Missouri. He called me with a swarm in the bottom of a big old bush. He couldn't shake it or do nothing. I told him how to get the swarm. So I told him about this, and he kind of looked at this, and he got him one. You know? So anyway, if y'all can afford it or whatever else, it does work. It does work. And what I like about it is the wire in there that they hang on to. But what I recommend, I hadn't got experience with this yet, you can't hardly shake them out because they hang on that wire. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get me a regular B-top and put me some 3/4 inch boards around the inside, so when I set it on the hive, it's sitting on those boards coming around. I'm gonna cut me a hole out, like this size right here. I'm gonna turn it upside down and leave it overnight.
You should not just use your hose opening
Do what?
to do the same thing you're talking about.
I have no idea. I just got 3 forms, I'm just still learning. But a lot of things can be done. So anyway, I mean, I don't know, but anyway, they hang on that wire. I couldn't shake them out. So I just got me some cardboard right quick, and cut me a hole in the cardboard, and put it on as a top, put this on top of it, came back the next morning, they were all in the house. So, I mean, you can figure anything else out if you want to, but that's just what I learned just doing this trip. Anything's possible, but it does work. Can you get that out now? I can't, I'm gonna have to work on that, but I can't do that. It's a tough spot in there, yeah. Yeah, okay, I see that now, okay, yeah. I got fat fingers or whatever. So anyway, I just thought I'd show that if you want to do a cutout, this would be the great thing to do. And with it comes a long thin nozzle that you reach up between the cones and suck them out.
So you said that the trap out would be preferred over a cutout.
That's my opinion. My opinion, because you don't do no damage to nothing.
Help me understand when you're not able to do that. I mean, when would you not be able to?
To do a trap out?
Yeah.
I haven't found one yet.
It's up to the owner, like the owner of the property.
The only thing is, if you explain to some people want them out right now, because they're worried about the bees stinging them. This is where you gotta be a salesman. You gotta convince them, as long as they don't go around and bother those bees, or mow around or whatever else, they're not gonna bother them. Then you say, well, if you have somebody cut out, look how it's gonna cost you $3,000. Well, I don't wanna do that. Well, we're gonna do a trap out. So once you explain to them how bees work and how it has to work, so be a salesman, say it takes 3 weeks for the queen to lay an egg, to hatch it out 3 weeks inside the hive, and go all this, and then when I do this, I'll get them all out. You won't have to do anything to your building, you gotta be a salesman. I've only done one cutout because they want to tear the building down real quick, not enough time for a trap out, old building, which I agreed to do that, and wish I had this in, but it would've got it a whole lot easier.
A question. In the beginning, one of the first things you said, after you get the bees out, get them in there, you got a lot of honey, cause the bees went in, abandoned hive. Got the honey and came out. As a homeowner, you don't want all those wax moths and stuff in your walls, okay? Could you have sealed it then and just left the dead comb?
Yes.
Okay, what was the advantage of letting the wax moths tear up the comb and
The
disintegrate?
advantage, you get rid of the comb and bees won't be attracted to it again.
Okay.
Cause here's what happened one time, there was an apartment house in Mountain Home, right through a concrete foundation, there was a small hole. I went there, trapped them out right next to the ground, each one I ever done. Next year they called me. I told them to stop the hole up, they didn't do it. Next year they called me, same spot, easy, got them out. 3rd year they called me. I said, look, this is 3 years in a row, I don't charge anything. If you call me next year, I'm charging you. They stopped the hole up. Okay? But they're attracted to old cones. They're attracted to old cones, so if you get rid of that old cone, then it gets rid of it.
Okay.
And that's up to them. If they want it closed up, no big deal. That's what I did, the one I did with the concrete, the rock and the wick on, with the ladder there, they wanted that hole closed up, so I just siliconed it over.
Okay.
That's all I did, siliconed it over, and I said, it's yours.
But James, you got the honey, let the bees get the honey out first, didn't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. And I don't know, I'm not there to watch all the time, 'cause I got more things to do, but probably 2 or 3 or 4 days, it's over with.
It don't take long.
It don't take long to do a robin and something like that. Doesn't take long.
James,
Hello?
would you use this vacuum instead of a trap out, or only if
Well, you
the
can't,
trap out
if
is
they're
not
inside,
too big?
what I'm interrupting, I'm sorry, go ahead, say it
Yeah,
again, say it
or
again.
only if the trap out is too, if the hive in there is too big, then the vacuum wouldn't work.
No, you can't get the vacuum inside there. You got a small hole that big around, but you can't get the vacuum in there. And you can't put it out the hole and suck them all out, it won't work.
So you're gonna use this when they're hanging on a tree or
I'm
something?
gonna use this when I'm hanging on a tree that I can't reach. I'd rather knock them off instead of trying to vacuum them.
Yeah.
You know, I can, 1 second your beads are in the box or whatever you got. It's gonna take a little while to suck them all in, you know what I'm saying? So I do this when I can't reach it, like in that front end loader way up there, and I'm on my tiptoe with that pole way up there. See? So there's times you can't get up there, and then sometimes I had one that in a tree, I couldn't shake where they were in between vines, and I couldn't shake them and get anything done with it. I had to let them go. If I'd had that, I could've sucked them all out between the vines and got the whole thing. That's what I decided I was gonna get this. And it's paid off already, I've sold. It's battery operated.
That's big.
It don't take long to charge it, lasts up to 6 hours or longer, they say. And, then poke your wire in there for these to hang on to, which makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. You got air volume, keep it alive for 3 or 4 or 5 hours, whatever you wanna do. 4 dead bees is all I found so far that when they went in there, and that's great. I mean, they're not gonna get in there and suck and get killed. So I just got a lot of advantages that I see. Plus, you got a back strap, down the ladder, on your back. You can adjust it how you want to. You got your holes in your hand. So,
So how long does it take the wax moths to knock that wax out before bees can move back in there? And I don't know much about that.
well, normally if I do cutout, trap out, it's gonna be in the middle of summer when I got more time. The spring I'm pretty busy with swarming and whatever else, so I just wait for the middle of summer when I'll get to it. And then that time swarming's over. The chance of bees moving in that year is done for. See? And then you ain't plenty of time for wax moths to move in.
Do they destroy it pretty fast on the
I don't know how fast, we can't see inside.
Right.
See, but you look in a beehive that you let get dead, it's in a short time, it's already crumbles. They'll find it, if the hive dies out and you don't find it, I'm gonna say a week or 10 days, and it's already destroyed. Yeah, it's already destroyed. Okay? The more questions you ask, the more I get paid, go ahead. Just kidding, just kidding. Anything else?
James, when you remove the bees, like with the vacuum,
Wait just a minute.
when you remove the bees, like with the vacuum,
Yeah?
when you go in and take all the comb out then,
When I remove them, well, when I do it, when I get the bees, they're in a swarm, there's no wax.
you're right, thank you.
Are
I
you-
was thinking of an open wall.
Yeah, I usually am right. But if you were going to do a a cutout and use so that's what you mean. So how long, what now? What was
And then just cut the.
Yeah, if you do in my opinion, if you do a cutout where everything's exposed, I'd probably use that to suck all the bees off, and then I would go in and take the comb out for the people and do what you want to with it, to help them out, if you do a cutout. But I would definitely use the back to suck them up, instead of trying to put comb in there, put rubber bands in the empty frame and whatever else. I'm not planning on doing cutouts, too much trouble. And, for me, I'd rather trap them out, but if I did, then I would definitely use the back to suck them out, and then take the comb out and do what you want to with it. Yeah. Okay?
Can you get a whole colony in that box, in that bucket?
Well, yeah, that's a big bucket.
Yeah, yeah.
And the biggest swarm I got this year filled two deeps up, 10 frame deeps. I went to get it and I put the bees in there and boy, they were falling out the side just 5 miles away, so I had to go back to town where my store was and bring in another box. And boy, they done made me 2 or 3 supers of honey already. But they filled 2 deep boxes, that's the biggest one I caught this year. And that would probably hold them. But this was on a big bush, they were so heavy, they broke the limb on the bush and they were practically on the ground.
Right.
So I just set my hive down there and they just walked in that hive like an army.
Right.
That's all I had to do, put my hive right down there, I didn't have to whip them or anything, they just walked in.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but that holds a lot.
Yeah.
That holds a lot, that's a big bucket, it's an oversized 5-gallon bucket.
Would you modify a shop vac to do that?
I doubt it because it's a different thing, you gotta have an opening for your hose to go in, if you wanna do all that, you could, and you gotta put some chicken wire in it, which makes sense about the chicken wire, but then hang on to it. Yes, you got a battery in there, so.
Shop vacs are too strong, they'll kill bees.
Okay, anything else, I'm here, as long as you need me.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you had the tire shop, you had a